Ghostie by Selucentur is a pretty straightforward 5-star. This time, unlike in the previous episode of low-level reviews, I can talk about the level's gameplay since it's not a memory-based extreme demon. From what I have played so far, the gameplay seems to be what you would expect from a normal 5-star. The one complaint I do have about the gameplay is that the ship at around 45% is a bit unbalanced. As for decoration, the first part is a bit simple, which reflects the song being incredibly simple at this point in time, only playing one note at a time. The colors in the background are kind of off because the closer hill is darker than the farther hill. This is a bit weird for me because in reality, and what humans are used to, is things being farther away from them tend to be darker than things closer to them. So my suggestion for the background is to make the second layer of hills darker than the first layer of hills. Also, the low opacity black bush object in the background behind the hills looks a bit weird. It also doesn't look like the clouds in the background have parallax applied to them, which makes it slightly off-putting to the player. The green and aqua glow waterfalls in the background also don't really fit in with the parts. The block designs are okay, but I feel like they could have a bit more detail inside of the blocks. Also, the fireballs inside of the blocks look a bit too bright. I suggest making them a darker tone of green or even gray. One more thing I want to point out about this section is the 4x scaled black bushes at the top of the screen. They seem a bit out of place. Maybe you could replace them with another type of spike object that isn't so tall. The level goes all uphill from here. I really like this spider rainbow-esque spider part. I do have a few nitpicks though. The first nitpick I have with this part is with the block design. Again, it's pretty simple, but I feel that the skulls don't fit in with the blocks. Everything else looks actually pretty cool. The only small nitpick I could make is that the saws are a bit too basic since they are only the default saws with some rainbow glow overlaid with them. Also, an idea to spice up the part would be to add more details to the masking rainbow effect, such as having curvy lines on the sides instead of just straight flat lines. Also, one more thing that you could do is adding a blending screen to the level and make that pulse on the beach as well with rainbow colors. Woolsey explains how to make blending screens, and they are pretty simple to make. Another thing that could help this part would be smoother block movements. Maybe, instead of using bounce out for the easing type, you could use exponential out with a 1.5 to 2 second move time. This ship part is a bit unbalanced in terms of gameplay, but in terms of deco it's alright. I think the background is the star of the show in this part. Overall, this part looks fine, but like I said before, a blue blending screen would really help this part. Also, in this section, the skulls in the block designs don't stick out as much. This is probably due to color choices. This ball part is also pretty cool. Again, a blending screen would really go a long way with this part. The only two things that look a bit off about this section are the block movements. They are a bit sudden and aren't very smooth. Another little nitpick is that at the top and bottom of the screen, there are some moving objects that would move up and down with the beat. These look a bit strange because it looks like they get more transparent at the sides of the screen. One thing I want to point out is this glitch effect. I actually really like this glitch effect. One thing that I think would help this effect is the top and bottom blocks could move up farther onto the screen. There is one platform at 63% which doesn't have a jump indicator, which makes it seem a bit off since all the other platforms have jump indicators. The second to last part of the level is okay, but I do see one flaw in the decoration. The one flaw I see are the black bushes in the foreground. Much like in the first part, they look a bit off because they are so tall. Just like in the first section, I suggest you replace them with another type of spike that isn't so tall. I'm not going to mention the blending screen again because I do not want to sound repetitive. One suggestion I have for the part is to make the arrows have varying sizes. The last part is pretty cool. The only thing I noticed was that the speed lines weren't going very fast, ironically. Also, this was my reaction to seeing this last part. Uh-oh, uh-oh, no, no, don't, no, back, no, Overall, it's a pretty cool level, just some small things that annoy me at times. In my opinion, this is a borderline rate-worthy level. It might have a chance of getting rated in the future. If you want me to review your levels in the future, make sure to submit them in the review form in the description or in the pinned comments. Thanks for watching.